Hi everyone, this is Rachna and I am happy to do this live. Thanks for those who could comment and watch the video, the first live one. And the topic I selected for today is on leaky gut, which is what some of you wanted to hear about. So I'll wait for a few seconds. Let me see if somebody is joining. Say hi or wave me if you are here, and if if you are watching the recording, so I would love for you to leave the comments so that I know if the topic was informative for you, and in future if what you would like to hear. So let's get started on the topic for today. I wanted to talk about leaky gut, and this is something, it's a very colloquial term. Normally our gut is permeable, and what we are talking about is more permeable than normal. That you can also say is hyperpermeability of your gut. So before I start into going and discussing about gut, I wanted to give you some interesting fact. Being an engineer, I am learning my body a little bit more now. I'm little weaker in biology, so those who have better understanding, they can actually add to it in the comments to clarify if something is not clear. But I'll take my best shot, okay? So few things that is I loved about the gut is that if you have our intestinal lining, if you unfold it and lay it flat, it's going to actually cover 2 tennis courts. I thought that was interesting. The second thing that I wanted to bring to attention was that 70% of our immune system lies in our gut, and about 90% of the diseases that we suffer are in some way linked to the gut and also the microbiome that is residing in our gut. By microbiome, I mean the bacteria, viruses, yeast that actually help us with our health, and sometimes also are responsible for the diseases when they go out of control. Okay, so this is something is good for us to know. There are many trillions of these microbiome residing within us, and they are the key part of our immune system. There are about 5 times more viruses than the bacteria. I thought that was interesting given the scare that we are having for the viruses in current days. We need them for our survival. We need them to train our immune system, and we live in symbiosis with them. So this is not something very new for us. Our body really has evolved to live symbiotic with many of these microbiome, bacteria, viruses that live within us and with our environment as well. Okay, so a little bit about our gut is, before we understand what I mean by being leaky, our gut is made up of many layers, okay? So some of it is by design, that the surface layer is provides the physical barrier with a lot of mucus, which basically protects the lining of the gut from the inflammation. Like when we are eating something, or we are even drinking water, anything that externally we ingest has living organism within it, and we are supposed to be taking care of it on an everyday basis. Something that is disease causing, it is basically burnt by our acid, it goes in our intestinal lining, and there is protection over there. So that is the first thing. And this also, the mucus layer that I'm talking about, also feeds the microbiome within us. We have a finger-like projections called villi within our intestine, something like this. If you think about, they are just lining it, and there is a tight junction like this, and there is a little permeability for the nutrients to pass on to our blood, but all the undigested protein fragments and also the biotoxins that are generated within our body through the microbiome, and also the part of normal metabolism or digestion, is supposed to stay inside in our intestine within this, say, like a pipe. Now what happens is a lot of time this one cell layer, basically called epithelium, it has the tight junctions become loose, you can say something like that, and the food particles particularly, and also the biotoxins that go into our bloodstream. This is not what our body likes. Any foreign protein that you can think of is something that we kind of respond to, and this is when you are having leaky gut. Now this damage to the gut lining can occur due to many reasons. One of them is stress. You remember the stress that I mentioned the last week? It's exactly the same stress that is causing a leaky gut as well. Certain medication, the prime one is antibiotics and the painkillers like ibuprofen, even Tylenol, they make our gut leaky. So of course this is when you are sick, you are on medication, you want to eat food which are lighter for you. The third thing that can make our gut leaky is environmental toxin. And again, this is coming from the list that we discussed last week about what was the topic? So about the thyroid dysfunction. So that, like, the toxins are big part of having a leaky gut. The fourth one is the nutrient deficiency. You can actually have deficiency in zinc, vitamin A, vitamin D that can cause leaky gut. The biggest is also the disruption of the microbiome. You remember I talked a lot about the bacteria in the beginning, and these are our immune system trainer. And interestingly, because of our lifestyle and the way things have evolved, both in our soil and in our food distribution system, we are actually having very less diversity of microbiota or microbiome within ourselves. And that is basically one of the prime reason for us to have all these kind of weird immune response, including allergies. So the more diverse your microbiome is, we are going to be likely more protected against the disease. And it takes a lifetime to build the type of diversity you want in our microbiome, though it can be disrupted very easily and also built very easily, but you need to be intentional about what you eat and how you eat it. Okay, so when the food particles actually leak into the blood, what happens is our immune system does not like it. I talked about it, and it launches a full-fledged attack on these foreign invaders. Hi Sony, good to see you here. So it launches a full-fledged effect on our body tissues, and what happens is oftentimes our immune system, due to could be stress or your genetics, it gets confused and it kind of mistags our organs, oftentimes based on what has leaked into our body. So many times these undigested protein have a similar protein structure as our body tissues, phenomena which we call biomimicry. And it is that when what happens is your immune system starts attacking its own organ. And this is bad because you start having autoimmune issues and you start losing your body organs, right? So this is something is the prime reason for people to develop autoimmunity and a lot of chronic issues. How do you know if you have leaky gut? So a lot of time, in fact, your mood gets totally affected by your food, what you eat. If you are one of them, then definitely there is something about this gut feeling. The gut is connected to your brain, and your brain is actually connected to your gut. So definitely watch out for that. There are many other symptoms such as I would say fatigue, food intolerances. Now food intolerances can trigger the leaky gut, and leaky gut can trigger the food intolerances. So there is this dependency, codependency there, or the chicken and the egg problem. So both need to be addressed simultaneously. The other symptoms is your digestive issues like IBS or Crohn's disease, celiac disease. Hashimoto's is one of the things that you can get. Allergies is also one of the symptoms for you to have for the leaky gut. Your arthritis, your joint pain is one of the symptoms for the leaky gut. And there are many more, and you will basically, it's a very bio-individual process, but something to watch out for is digestive issues and the mood issues related to food. That is definitely telling you that you have leaky gut. Now, okay, so what is the way to address it? You understand that you are having leaky gut, and it's a lot of things. It's pretty much very similar to the pillar that I talked about for the thyroid dysfunction. What can help it? Basically removing the food triggers, and this is one of the bigger thing. For example, a lot of time these days you are hearing about gluten sensitivity, or basically there's a big focus on gluten-free diet and what not. And why is gluten the culprit? Research strongly suggests that when you eat gluten, many of us are due to say stress, low on stomach acid, and the protein gets undigested, and what happens is that it leaks into the blood, and gluten is a perfect protein actually to leak into the gut just because of its structure. So people many times are sensitive to gluten, and it is estimated that about 70% of us are indeed actually sensitive to gluten. So that is one of the food triggers that you may want to watch out for. Like for me personally, like the reaction that I have to gluten is not digestive. I have, especially if I have not whole grain wheat, I have more negativity within me. I can see that I'm lethargic, and the next morning, so I can clearly see that I do have leaky gut, and some food items affected. And one clear thing is that if I don't have a leaky gut, then likely I may not show the food sensitivities, and that's something to keep in mind. The other thing is to eat a lot of different variety of vegetables. That is basically good for our microbiome. It's kind of the food for it. You want to include the root vegetables as well, and also eat a lot of probiotics food, which is basically fermented food that brings the diversity of the microbiome within you to it basically diversifies the microbiome within your system. That totally helps with addressing all these immune issues. The other thing that I want to mention is living organic lifestyle and having a connection with your local environment. Those who know me, they know that I, for example, do not like hand sanitizer. One of the things that I don't like about it, that it also kills the good bacteria that reside in our skin. And those are the bacteria that act as the trainer for our immune system to handle the things or the diseases that are happening around us. And that's one of the prime reasons that I would rather, wash my hands with the soap and water. I think hygiene is very, very important these days, but we need to be choosy about how we sanitize ourselves and clean ourselves. And not the last but not the least, stress. Stress is the one that actually opens the junctions that I talked about. And just because, I'm talking about it last doesn't make it the least. So stress is something to watch out for. And that is something I wanted to discuss for today. So let me know if you have any questions. Hi Natasha, I'm glad to see you here. And I'm hoping that this is informative for you. And those who are watching the replay, please leave a comment. I will be online for a couple of minutes, and if you have questions or any comments, let me know. And what do you want me to talk about next week is something also, let me know. Thank you.